Hello and welcome everyone. I am Captain Valkyrie, and today we are going to have a different type of video than just a gaming. Today I would like to speak about a game that I'm personally extremely very passionate about. That is World of Warcraft. Yes, I am that kind of nerd. I am in love with World of Warcraft. Now, I first fell in love with Warcraft back when the Frozen Throne came out for Warcraft 3, and I had never touched World of Warcraft itself, the MMO, until maybe a year or two before Cata dropped. And the only reason I knew that there was an MMO for World of Warcraft was because I had a friend who was like extremely pumped for a patch that was coming out for the Wrath of the Lich King, and it was all he would talk about was this. He was so pumped for it, so I was like, all right, I'm gonna check this game out. So I got involved, checked out the game, fell in love with the lore. I fell in love with the characters. I fell in love with everything about World of Warcraft. Even its crappy, uh, triangular dimensional characters. Um, and at the time, I didn't know there were MMOs. I didn't. I mean, I heard of EverQuest, but I didn't know that there were actual games that groups of people could get together and play and move forward together. I mean, I knew there were games you could play with other people. It's this game is 2 to 4 players. Yeah, I knew there were those type of games. Right, I wasn't that sheltered. Um, but I didn't know that there were games where thousands upon thousands of people could get together and play together. But I pretty much fell in love with everything about World of Warcraft. Now, they have a recent expansion, and I'm pretty sure that most of you who are probably watching this video probably seen, oh, World of Warcraft, you clicked on it, you know what I'm talking about, which is Battle for Azeroth. Now, this expansion has put the Alliance and the Horde against each other, which I feel like is something that needed to happen in World of Warcraft, is World of Warcraft. Now, there are some people who are like, well, go figure, the Alliance and Horde are fighting each other. Ooh, what to do? There are a few people like that, but it in the title, it's World of Warcraft. So when they first announced back during Legion that they were doing this expansion, I got so hyped because I was like, finally, the Alliance and the Horde are going at a full blown war against each other. And I was pumped for this. Like the moment they announced this game, this expansion, Battle for Azeroth, I was just like so psyched. Um, but anyways, what I want to talk about today is my opinion of the game so far, the expansion so far. Now, so far, I love the expansion. I wish they would do some things a little different. Like, I another thing that I'm worried about is that they're going to do the same thing that they did in Legion. When Legion first came out, I was kind of hyped for it because the Burning Legion was something that the Alliance and the Horde had fought several times before during the Burning Crusade, and then before that, Battle of the Ancients. It wasn't in World of Warcraft. You would have to read the books for it, but the Burning Legion has come to Azeroth before, so it made sense that finally they would make an expansion that we'd fight the Legion and finally finish it. The only thing that I had about the Burning Legion is that all of a sudden, towards the end of the expansion, boom, Sargeras is there, and it's like he just comes out of nowhere. And that's one thing that I'm worried about for Battle of Azeroth is that they're going to try and cram a war, a huge war, in one expansion, and um, that would be. I'm sorry, that would be a little disappointment. Another disappointment, and I know it sounds kind of weird, but another disappointment is that the Horde is yet again the problem of the war. Now, I understand this if you look at what makes up the Horde. It's a lot of war type faction. It's a war faction. You got the orcs, who are just, I mean, they're war born. They're pretty much born with axes in their hand. And they make up a bulk of the Horde. And then you got the Forsaken, who pretty much hate everybody that's alive. So it only makes sense that they are the ones that cause the war. Um, Now, a lot of people, I wish there would be conflict within the alliance instead. I wish instead of having internal conflict within the Horde, they would have internal within the alliance. Um, but it also makes sense that they would have internal conflict within the Horde because they have a single war chief. They don't have a war council. And a lot of people are like, well, there is a council. Sylvanas does have a council. But do they really? Do they really have a council? Everybody seems to be extremely terrified of Sylvanas. Um, and another with the alliance, Anduin is such a good boy. He's like a golden retriever. He's so loyal. The kid has no flaws, and so you really can't have internal conflict with him. The all the alliance faction leaders seem to just work so well with you, and it just kind of turns into a repetitive the horde is bad and the alliance is good type of. Yes, I do play the alliance. I started out as horde. I had an orc warrior, um, and that's when I first came to World of Warcraft. Then I got into the role playing community and I switched over to the alliance. But that's something for a different story. But um, during this expansion, I actually rolled a horde character because I wanted to see the horde side of the story. Is Sylvanas, is the horde really what the alliance side is painting her out to be? And I was not disappointed. I'm just going to say that she really is. And she really is the bad person that I don't know if Liz is trying to make her out to be. It is a little bit of a disappointment. There are people out there who are saying she is no better than the Lich King, and if you play the Horde side, she really does not seem any better than the Lich King. And it just seems like it's going to be another Garrosh 2.0, where we will have to eventually come together as Horde and Alliance to remove Sylvanas from the equation altogether. And I'm hoping that's not really the case. I mean, I know Garrosh, he was corrupted, if I'm not mistaken. It's been Miss Pandaria has been forever ago. Um, but I don't think she is corrupted. I genuinely think that this is her mindset. There is no outside influence because back in Wrath of the Lich King, um, undead like the Death Knights and undead like Sylvanas are not affected by the old gods. So I genuinely think that this is her mindset. Her mindset truly is, with no outside influence, death to everything. Basically, that is her mindset. And Nathanos, I used to love Nathanos, but this expansion has made him pretty much a kiss. I know that there is, a thing with Sylvanas and Nathanos, but he's become such a kiss arse in this expansion. It's just like I wish he would die. But honestly, I'm loving this expansion so far. I just wish there was more focus on the battle between the Alliance and the Horde. Right now, I mean, they have the battle for Stromgarde, in the Arathi, but most of it is taking place on the islands of Zandalar and Alteris, and there's very little actual interaction between the two factions. That's something that I wish Blizzard would fix. I wish there was more. I thought when they released it, there was supposed to be another island that we were constantly supposed to be battling for. I thought that was going to be a thing. Maybe it's something that they're going to be expanding on later, Because, like I said, I'm not data mining. I don't like the data mining. I haven't been looking into what is to come. I just want the stuff to come out to me. But anyways, the reason why I made this is because I want to see what other people are thinking about this expansion. What are your opinions so far on what's going on? Without data mining, without looking into what Blizzard has already put into the game or what other people are not rumoring to happen. Like, if you were there, if you were there in the world as it was, what would what is your opinion so far? If you had no outside influences of what was to come with data mining, what is it? Like, what are your opinions? What do you think of Sylvanas right now as her being a war chief and pretty much genociding uh, a a race, genociding the elves? Her thoughts of, that everything living should die and be reborn. What is your thoughts of Anduin pretty much being a flawless leader? Um, and Jen Greymane. I mean, I was kind of hoping that they would have it where Jen is like whispering, you do this, you should do this. I was hoping there would be some kind of manipulation on his part in Anduin's ear because he has become the father figure now of Anduin. I was hoping they would have something like that, but it doesn't seem to be something that's going to happen or not something that they have brought to light yet. Because as you know, in Legion, Greymane and Sylvanas, the Forsaken and the Worgen had, this clash in Stormheim. And I was hoping that they would continue this absolute hatred for each other in this expansion coming up. And I was hoping that, Greymane would have been the one who initiated the war with them instead of Sylvanas being the one who started the war with them. It would have been great if Greymane was the one that was doing the whispers in Anduin's ear and suggesting that they go take the Forsaken out. And it makes sense as a leader that you would want to annihilate the threat, the potential threat to not only the Alliance but the Horde. And if you played, and I'm pretty sure you did, if you played the Siege of Lordaeron, she annihilated her own troops. And that was, I think, what the Saurfang when she used Blight on her own troops. So she is a threat to the Horde. She's a threat to an alliance. So, I mean, but like I said, that's my opinion. I want to know your opinion. I'm going to shut up because if I were allowed to, I could go on forever just running my mouth. But I want to know what your opinion is. Please tell me in the comments below. All right? Hit the subscribe button because I want to do more videos like this. I want to engage with people. I want to know what their opinions are. I have a Discord and a group of our friends, and we've been debating the entire expansion since its pre-release. We have people that are supportive of Sylvanas, and we have people that are like, they just want her to die already, and it's just like, it's so great. Like, it's so great because it just brings like so much to this expansion. And I want to know what other people think. I really want to know what other people are thinking about this expansion. So please hit the subscribe button, which is probably going to be down here. Hit the subscribe button down below. Leave a comment. Tell me what you think of this expansion. And then I'm going to make another video, and I'm going to try to make another video. I'm going to read off some of the comments. I want to go through some of the comments that some people have had some opinions and read them off and let other people know the other opinions out there, but not just, not just mine, but like I just like this expansion so far. I'm hoping that they do so much more for it because they have so much potential for just war altogether. But anyways, I'm gonna leave it here. So I'm just gonna go on forever. Like I said, I will go on forever with World of Warcraft. Like gonna end up with like a 5 hour video of me just going on and on and on, all the way back to like when I first started and when I played Wrath of the Lich King, because oh my god, that was like one of the greatest expansions as well. Um, but anyways, I'm done. I'm done. Hit the subscribe button, leave a comment down below, and tell me what you think of this expansion so far, and tell me your opinion. I am out of here before I keep running my mouth. My mouth is getting dry from just talking so much. So, peace out, you guys. Have a good one, and I will see you next time.